Our top story, the end of an era for Pabst and for Milwaukee.
This is the 10 o'clock report.
The news starts now.
Good evening, everyone. It's another blow to Milwaukee's rich brewing tradition.
After 150 years in operation, Pabst Brewing Company is shutting its doors. That means 250 people will be out of work by the end of the year.
The company is moving the remainder of its production to La Crosse, but it will still own and maintain the local plant and says it hopes to reopen it sometime in the future.
The night team's Terry Stanton begins our team coverage with the decision that truly marks the end of an era.
I don't know. This is unbelievable.
Pabst workers headed home this evening after getting word they hoped never to hear. Their plant will grind to a final halt later this year.
They just told us they got 60-day notice, January 1st, the closing. That's it. They've never had any use for Milwaukee.
Company officials say the decision was difficult and regrettable. They say losses here have been mounting. And Pabst officials say they'd hoped that a plan to cut health and death benefits for retirees would help stop the flow of red ink here. But after taking a closer look at the numbers for July, August, and September, they realized that closing this plant was the only option.
Did we analyze it? Oh, yes, quite carefully. You don't make that kind of decision without it affecting a lot of people. We appreciated that, but it was a decision that had to be made.
A decision that will continue to affect the brewers' bottom line if organized labor gets its way. Brewery Workers Local 9 has called for a nationwide boycott of Pabst products.
The consumers, we are confident, will respond to the irresponsible actions of the Pabst Brewing Company, and we call upon them for their support.
And phone calls to unions around the country requesting support will be made in the days to come. For the night team, Terry Stanton, today's TMJ4.
I'm Scott Friedman. Orville Bean is watching the baseball game tonight, but his mind is on what happened at work. After 33 years with Pabst, Orville will soon be out of a job.
So I'm going to have to do just like everybody else, I guess, try to do the best we can with job hunting and whatsoever. But at age 57, I know for a fact that, you know, there isn't a hell of a lot out there.
His biggest concern right now is his family and their finances, and Orville's children are worried about the stress on their dad. Pabst workers aren't the only ones concerned. Tonight at many local taverns, people are talking about what the company's move will mean to the community. The 5 and 10 Tavern has served Pabst for more than 60 years, but soon they'll stop that tradition. Since Pabst's recent labor troubles began, it just doesn't pay to keep it on the shelves.
It's just silly for me to put it in the cooler for it to mold. I mean, there's nobody drinking it.
Some here say they saw this day coming as the situation at the company worsened, and they believe it's a sad day for the former brewing capital of the nation.
If you look at the buildings, it's a landmark. They've been there a long time, and you know, it has a lot of ties in the community. It brought a lot of money in, supported a lot of families, kept Milwaukee going for many years.
For the night team, Scott Friedman, today's TMJ4.
And a number of political leaders are disappointed with the Pabst shutdown. Governor Tommy Thompson said, "I hope the company is serious about returning production to Milwaukee, and I will work to make that happen." Milwaukee County Executive Tom Ament says, "We will attempt to do what we can to change this." Also, Milwaukee Mayor John Norquist said, quote, "The company is again showing its willingness to disregard its employees and the community." Meanwhile, one of the surviving Pabst heirs, Augie Pabst, reacted with sadness at the news. He reflected on contributions Pabst has made to the community.
I mean, Pabst, I think, was very significant. We were the largest brewer in Milwaukee for many years. And, in fact, there was a time after World War II when we were the largest brewer in the country. But we did a lot of things for Milwaukee, many things that we didn't advertise because that was the style of my great-grandfather and my grandfather.
Now, once there were 4 big breweries in Milwaukee, Miller, Pabst, Schlitz, and Blatz. Now, only Miller is left.
Pabst's future may have been sealed when the company was purchased by the late businessman, Paul Kalmanovitz, 11 years ago.
Would you tell your competitors what your plans are?
No, I wouldn't, sir.
What do you expect me to?
Okay. Just thought we might chat for a couple moments.
Well, I took a one permit shot. I want you know, if you publish that, I sue his pants on.
Reclusive San Francisco millionaire Paul Kalmanovitz never publicly talked about his plans for the Pabst operation in Milwaukee. But some analysts say what happened here today shouldn't have surprised anyone. As they had done with other second-tier brewing companies they had purchased, Kalmanovitz and his management team cut costs here and spent little on advertising. They made money for a while.
He pulled, as you would say, pulled the advertising and marketing dollars out of the budget and let the brands run on inertia, if you will, and increased, just by definition, the margins.
Kalmanovitz died in 1987. His top executive, Lutz Islib, continued to run the company and even pledged to expand the Pabst Milwaukee operation. But the Pabst advertising budget paled in comparison to other major brewers. And today, with its sales still declining, Pabst called it quits in Milwaukee.
I think that they had figured that volume was going to level off at a plateau above where it has, and I think that they saw that not happening, and it became a problem for them.
So to recap our top story, the Pabst Brewing Company is closing the Milwaukee plant. Production here will move to La Crosse, putting 250 people out of work. Operations at the Milwaukee plant will cease by the year's end.
An East Troy girl hopes to soon be one step closer to an operation that could save her life. And though she needs new lungs,